Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. I'm your host, Munkhkhairkhan. On the News Mongolia today, Mongolia House opens in Davos, Switzerland. The salt consumption reduction program being implemented in Munkhkhairkhan Soum, Khovd province is yielding positive results. Winners of the Mongolian Best Calligraphers 2024 international competition announced. For other news, stay tuned. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, Mongolia House opened its doors to promote the country's rich cultural heritage, feature performances of traditional Mongolian long songs, throat singing, and Munkhkhairkhan music, as well as modern interpretations by DJ Anna. The event is attracting significant international attention. Artists and cultural representatives emphasize the growing global interest in Mongolian folk arts, with visitors captivated by the unique performances, traditional attire, and immersive cultural experience.
First of all, I'm very happy to be here promoting Mongolia at this gathering and conference. Representing traditional Mongolian arts, we have two Munkhkhairkhan players from Germany, as well as Anna, a female DJ from Mongolia. At the Paris Olympics, we also participated in Mongolia House to welcome guests, where we introduced Mongolia to over 70,000 international visitors. This time, the event is of a very high level, with prominent figures from the business and political spheres attending. At the venue, we stand outside in traditional Mongolian attire, offering warm beverages and inviting people to visit Mongolia House. Many guests are showing great interest. We are performing Mongolian long song, throat singing, and traditional dance. In the evening, DJ Anna blends traditional elements with contemporary music, making the event stand out from other pavilions. The key to showcasing Mongolia's uniqueness lies in our folk arts, cultural heritage, cuisine, traditional homes, and attire, all of which set us apart. Mongolia House was not held before, but has been introduced this year as a project, which Mongolians living abroad find very meaningful. Our two Munkhkhairkhan players and a dancer have come from Germany. Since the Mongolia House event at the Paris Olympics, interest in Mongolian folk arts and cultural heritage has grown significantly. Previously, performances were rare, but now there are constant bookings and more people are curious about Mongolia as a nation. This demonstrates the great impact of the Mongolia House project. Moving forward, this event will serve as a major free publicity for Mongolia, highlighting our folk arts, cultural traditions, clothing, food, and way of life. Visitors take photos, admire our traditional outfits, and express curiosity. When they step inside and experience the performances, they feel something entirely different from other folk arts, which captivates their attention. People are constantly taking photos. When we stand outside, they stop and stare, fascinated by the uniqueness of our attire. They often ask, "What kind of clothes are these? Is everything here from Mongolia?" Mongolia's 4 distinct seasons and the variety of seasonal clothing intrigue visitors.
There is great interest in Mongolian national culture. Over 3,000 international economic representatives are attending this event, and many are particularly captivated by throat singing and folk music. Many visitors are coming to Mongolia House in the central street of Davos, engaging with us and learning about our culture. At the opening, our team, including a Munkhkhairkhan player, dancer Kirill, long song singer Bolorma, and myself, performed Mongolia's finest artistic pieces. Guests and representatives responded very positively. We spoke with the artists showcasing Mongolia's traditional heritage at Mongolia House in Davos, Switzerland. Munkhkhairkhan Soum of Khovd province is located in a high mountainous region Due to the specific characteristics of the area, cardiovascular diseases, including hypertension, are prevalent. Therefore, a program aimed at reducing salt consumption has been implemented at the Soum level, and it is yielding noticeable results, according to the head of the Munkhkhairkhan Soum Health Center.
Munkhkhairkhan Soum has a population of 2,012 people living in 552 households. The Soum's Health Center provides healthcare and public health services with a team of 29 doctors and medical professionals. In 2024, the Munkhkhairkhan Soum Health Center successfully ensured the stable employment of a professional dentist at the rural health level, which we consider a significant achievement. Due to the rising prevalence of oral diseases, particularly cavities, it was essential to provide much-needed dental care to the local population by having a dedicated professional in the community. As part of this initiative, the dental office has been newly renovated and a professional dentist is now actively involved in the dental care. Additionally, during the spring 2024 admissions period, we enrolled a student in postgraduate training to become a dental nurse. This effort is aimed at expanding and enhancing our dental services. Cardiovascular diseases, including hypertension, are the most common illnesses in our area. This is influenced by regional characteristics such as the climate and geographical conditions, as well as issues related to the lifestyle choices of the local population. High salt consumption, poor dietary habits, and unbalanced nutrition are significant contributing factors to these health problems. To address this, we have been implementing a program to reduce salt consumption since 2017. While the results take time to manifest, we are satisfied with the progress achieved so far. At the start of the program, households used excessive amounts of salt in their cooking, but now salt consumption has steadily decreased, demonstrating the program's positive impact.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs. The top participants of the Mongolian Best Calligraphers 2024 international competition, organized by the national news agency Monsamez Humumpichig newspaper, have been announced. This year, over 1,200 entries were submitted from Mongolia's 9 districts, 18 provinces, as well as China's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region and Russia's Republic of Buryatia. Notably, 6 12th grade students who ranked in top 3 positions in their category have been awarded full scholarships to study for 4 years at the National University of Mongolia and the National University of Education, supported by the Educational Loan Fund. The youngest participants in the competition were Ganzaya, a first-grade student from the Mongolian Conservatory's Classical Music School, and Botslam, a first-grader from Tosinsingel's Soum Secondary School in Hufskul Province. The oldest participants were 102-year-old Jigmitsurung from Bayangol District and 80-year-old Sindayush from Hangol District in Ulaanbaatar. You're watching News Mongolia. Let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Thank you for staying with us. Now let's shift our attention to foreign news provided by our international partner news agencies. More European leaders pushing for increased defense spending. Notably, if Europe is to survive, it needs to be armed, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said on Wednesday. From Brussels, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas also called for greater spending on defense. Details as follows.
For too long, we have offered Russia alternatives, hoping that it would choose cooperation and economic prosperity for its people over fraudulent imperialistic ambitions. But instead, Russia's defense industry is churning out tanks, glide bombs, artillery shells in vast quantities. In 3 months, they can produce more weapons and more ammunition than we can in 12. This is a heavily militarized country that presents an existential threat to us all. Many of our national intelligence agencies are giving us the information that Russia could test EU's readiness to defend itself in 3 to 5 years. Who else are we listening to if not them? We need to have public understanding of the threats we face.
Pani za najważniejsze bezpieczeństwo. Słuchajcie, niektórzy uważają, że to jest ekstrawagancja.
Some people think it's extravagant or it is a brutal or malicious warning when we say that we should spend up to 5% of GDP on our security. I would like to tell you that this is a time when Europe cannot afford to save on security. I'm speaking as the Prime Minister of a country that is already spending almost 5% on its security. If Europe is to survive, it needs to be armed. It is not our choice. I am not a militarist. Poland is the place in the world where no one would like to see a repeat of any war. We have suffered greatly. We have suffered most in Europe, and perhaps that is why we understand it so well, that in order to avoid the revisiting of history, we need to be armed, we need to be strong, and we need to be determined also in terms of our military capabilities. So do not play down that appeal to spend 5%.
Tego wezwania do 5%.
German Chancellor Olaf Scholz warned on Wednesday US President Donald Trump will be a challenge for Europe during his new term. But Scholz emphasized Europe and Washington have always had a close relationship.
Scholz's comments came at a news conference after he was received by French President Emmanuel Macron during a visit to Paris to commemorate the anniversary of the Élysée Treaty. The German leader praised the efforts of European countries with NATO to boost their defense spending and said the continent should be confident in its economic strength. Europe will not duck and hide, but be a constructive and self-confident partner, he added. Scholz also spoke on the importance of bilateral relations between France and Germany, saying the countries stood side by side.
President Trump has already made or announced a series of decisions. We will, of course, analyze them closely together with our European partners. Our position is clear. Europe is a big economic area with about 450 million citizens. We are strong and we stand together. Europe will not duck and hide, but be a constructive and self-confident partner. On this basis, we will work well together with the US and with the new American president. NATO is the central guarantor of security in Europe and of transatlantic relations. In recent years, we Europeans have done a lot together to strengthen the European pillar of NATO. Spending on defense is rising in almost all European states. Germany and France have decided to work together with European partners, for example, to develop standoff precision weapons. And we have German-French cooperation in the area of defense and armaments. Germany and France have decided to work together with European partners, for example, to develop standoff precision weapons. And we have German-French cooperation in the area of defense and armaments, which we have intensified. Even if more could be done, I think we both do.
Vive l'amitié franco-allemande.
Merci.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.